all these different streams.
We're on.
Hi, everybody. I am Seth Rudetsky.
I'm James Wesley. It feels like a miracle when we press go broadcast and it actually works.
We don't really know anything about technology. I can't believe anything is working right now. Okay, so we're doing these concerts twice a day for the Actors Fund. And we always want to reiterate this. The Actors Fund is for everyone. Actors, singers, dancers, makeup artists, hairstylists, key grips. I don't know what that means. Best boys, literally ushers, box office, anybody. And everyone is basically out of work. And the big Actors Fund fundraisers have basically all been canceled. So they not only need more money, they're not even making the normal money they normally do make. So I'm going to add this banner right now telling you to please donate to the Actors Fund as we're chatting.
And while Seth's doing that, here are some people, because they were still donating after Mark's show was done. So I wanted to name a few names here, and thank you. Tanya from New Jersey gave $75. Julie from Kansas, $50. Josephine from New Jersey, $25. Danielle from New York, $25. Suzanne from New Jersey, $55. Barry from New York, $103. Cheryl from Ohio, $103. Mark from New York, $100. Priscilla from Michigan, $25, and Mark from New Rochelle.
New Rochelle.
Wow, New Rochelle. That's amazing. And everything that's going on there, $25.
So
go ahead.
We love all the donations we got, and we're so happy. But there's one person who's a little bit depressed, and he's right here. Mark Shaman said that he would match any donation made. Hi, Mark.
Hello.
So now you have to match all the donations made at your show. How do you feel about that, girl?
Well, that's why Lou and I are in the car, because we're about to break into a bank.
Because the amount that was raised during Mark's show this afternoon was $9,023.74 for Mark's show, and he and Lou, his husband, are matching it.
Yay! Yay, Mark and Lou. Okay.
How much have you made, like, on average for each show? I guess what I'm asking is was me saying I matched it made
let's just gently wave goodbye. And
bye, Mark.
Gotta go, girl. But I will say I want to give a big shout out to my friend Amy Korn, who also made a giant donation.
Right.
Okay, so wait, we got to start the show.
Hold on, though. I want to talk a little bit about the city, because Mark and Lou are going into the city.
Yeah.
Before we're anticipating that we won't be allowed to anymore, and they have a house upstate the way that Seth and I and our family does, and it was really pretty moving going in and seeing literally. Sorry, my phone is on. Moving trucks, and we live in a small building, and we live in a small building, and 2 people were actually moving out of our building. And there may be 10 people or 10 apartments in the building, and around the corner there were 3 moving trucks. But what was disturbing was what Dr. John LaPook, who you'll see in a minute, keeps talking about, and everyone should be doing, in that social distancing. It was really disturbing. Seth went in. Seth doesn't drive, and I was in the car and had the flashers on, and Seth was going upstairs, and he came back after a little while. He brought some bags down because there were a lot of clothes we don't have here, and a few other things. And he came back and he was really disturbed. And I said, "Did you get this? Did you get that?" And he said, "No." And I said, "Well, I'll go in." Well, I found out why he was so disturbed. The movers were going up and down. We live on the 4th floor. People were moving on the 5th. And they were not, when I asked them, do you mind please stepping back 6 feet? They didn't understand. They were like, "Oh, well, we'll go right by you," like that close. And I had to go back upstairs, and I was carrying, it was really a stressful situation. But all of that said, there was a lighthearted, and I say lighthearted. So we came from the city to the house on Friday. Because we've been busy doing this, I still don't know where my car keys are. So I've been using my mom's car keys, thank goodness. But my mom doesn't have our apartment car keys on it. And as we're driving up to the apartment.
We drove for an hour to the apartment.
Seth says,
"Oh, by the way, I don't have keys to the apartment."
So we had driven an hour. We knew this would be our last time driving into the city for a while. And neither one of us had our keys. But to the rescue, Seth said,
so name droppy, Tina Fey has our keys. But literally, Tina Fey lives right near us. She has our keys. I went to her building, no joke. Elevator door open. She bent down, threw the keys on the floor. So they skidded. We literally did it 6 feet, skidded, and we literally had a conversation where she was 6 feet away. We were so social distancing.
Yes, hold on. We got to bring in
Are you proud of us, Doctor?
Do it. Hold on.
I am. I don't know where I am. Hello.
I don't know why you're black. Hold on. That's really weird. That's never happened before. Hold on. This has literally never happened before. Dr. John LaPook, I'm bringing you in.
I don't know. I was there. I saw myself.
And I see you too. Let me just see. That's really weird. So hold on. Maybe I'm going to re-invite you. You know, I changed something tonight and I added extra streams. Maybe that destroyed this whole. I can see you. Okay, so I'm going to remove you. Maybe, let me see if this works. Hold on. I'm going to remove you. I'm going to bring in one of our other special guest stars. Terrence Mann, you look great.
Thank you.
Now, why are you in full light? Okay, I'm removing you for a second. Bye, Terry. I'm going to bring in the doctor one more time. Okay, Dr. LaPook, I'm going to re-invite you, and we're going to see what happens, okay?
Yeah, we'll make that work.
Go check your email. James, what else do we have to give information to the public before we start this?
That's it for right now. actorsfund.org. You can, as those of you who have joined us before know, you can send in questions. And while Seth's getting that together, we literally can't see the screen right now. That's how pop and pop, mom and pop we are. Seth is resending the invite to Dr. LaPook because he does have some important stuff to tell us. Well, at least we're on right now, thank goodness.
Yeah, so we're on right now, and it's being watched everywhere.
We'll see Dr.
And by the way, we
LaPook.
can see comments on the side. Let me just see. Oh my God, we have so many comments already. Yeah. Jenna Moskowitz just
said. Someone said, what about that?
Wait, you made me choke on my coffee. Tina Beta Rescue. It's true. It was so name droppy. Someone said, is the doctor's screen muted? No, you can't mute it. I don't know how to mute a screen.
Let him.
All right, so look, he's going to be. Oh, he came back at this.
What the heck?
I don't know what is going on. Okay, well, regardless, we're going to start the show and I'll get it back somehow. We've got to bring in our major special guest star, the brilliant singer songstress
who's been with us. She'll tell us how many Concert for America concerts. I don't even know. I can't even count. 5,
Melissa
6,
Manchester,
7, I don't know.
Come to the rescue. Yay, Melissa Manchester.
Wonderful. Welcome to my living room.
I love it. Yeah, by the way, we like to get a little bit. Can you give us a little taste of what's behind you in your living room?
First of all, I have Christmas lights up everywhere.
Just always? Or you've been lazy? Hold on. What is happening here? Wait, unmute.
You can't.
Wait.
You can't unmute.
Okay, hold on. Melissa, your mic.
Oh, her mic is off. Melissa, your mic is off.
Had this many technical problems, literally ever.
It's bound to happen. Tell Melissa where the mic.
You gotta somehow. You muted your mic somehow. So hold on. It says their mic is not connected. Did anything when you moved your I see Sue Holder in the background. Anything?
And there's a mute button on the bottom left.
No, it says unmute. Did you mute yourself?
That's what I'm wondering.
Yeah, right next to your name, there's a mute button. When she moved, that's what's someone is saying. When you moved, did you unmute it? Anybody? I'm gonna play your theme song. Do I have to literally invite you again as well? It's still fine in real-time goodness. Thank you, Hope. Hold on. Once again, unmute mic. Can't unmute your guest. Their mic isn't connected. That's what it says.
We're not at CBS. This is what happens.
So you know what? Fix that. I'm going for my big Broadway star for a second. Terrence Mann. Hi, dear. You're literally supposed to just be here to be observing Melissa Manchester because you're a super fan, but now you are the main guest.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
Don't do that.
Okay, please. So literally, hold on. She thinks.
Hold on.
Is it?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hi, Kerry.
So first thing, Terrence Mann, you really are a super fan of Melissa Manchester. Can you just, by the way, if you don't know Terry Mann, literally the original.
Everything. Yes.
Well, just in case, the original Grisabella in Cats. The original Beast. Terry Mann, so what is your connection to Melissa Manchester? Why the obsession? We love her. Why do you love her?
Well, there was Carole King in 1968, 69, and then my life changed when I heard Melissa Manchester.
Aww.
Because that was the biggest. I mean, the voice, the writing, the songs, and all through the 70s, every album, every song, made my life and my sense of being an actor or being a performer, just so incredibly rich because I'd never heard anything like her.
Thank you.
She's still, I mean, you know what? And I got to say this was, to a degree, an unsung power diva, singer, songwriter of the first degree. And I was just listening today because I knew I was going to do this. And I was listening to Just You and I, and my wife and I were sitting here singing it. And then I did a little bit. I mean, so my relationship to her was sort of my own, because I would go to sleep listening to her sing songs every night when I had no money. I was a struggling actor, and I would go, this gives me joy. It makes me feel good. It created happiness in my life, knowing I could be a performer. But so the big deal was, I was working on a project. I was working on a Broadway show called Barnum with Joe Layton.
Oh,
and my birthday was coming up, and I had talked to Joe about how much I had loved you, and he was doing your concert. I think your Vegas concert, or he was putting together your show. And we would talk about it. He said, "Oh, that's great." I said, "You have no idea how much I love her. I mean, how much she's meant to me as a performer, what she's done to me musically." And so my birthday was coming up, and 3 months later, my birthday was happening. I go to his apartment for a birthday party. We're sitting around. The doorbell rings. Joe says, "Go answer that." I go and answer it, and it's Melissa Manchester. She goes, "Are you Terry? Happy birthday."
She was your birthday present?
Yes.
I was.
Okay, so Terry, you're going to get a Melissa Manchester concert. I'm going to see if this John LaPook works. So I'm going to remove you for just a moment. Remove from screen. Dr. John LaPook, please work.
Yay!
Yay!
Hey. Oh, that's the jazz hands way of saying hello instead of shaking your hand.
So Dr. LaPook, we were talking about the social distancing, and we were begging for your approval that we did the right thing by asking.
Yeah. So I'm going to try to, I like to say you're the spoonful of sugar that's helping the medicine go down that I'm bringing. So it's a combination of entertainment and medical advice. And today there was a press conference at the White House, and Dr. Deborah Birx, Birx, got up there and said, "Look, contrary to popular belief out there, millennials can actually, from Europe, they're doing data from Europe, millennials can actually get ill. Children are still relatively protected, but millennials can get ill, quite sick, but they also are bringing the infection either with mild symptoms or even no symptoms to others. You're seeing still them cavalier, not everybody, but a lot of millennials, you see them in groupings, they're still on the beach, they're at spring break and all that. And, think about it this way. In World War II, your grandparents were fighting to give us the life that we're able to enjoy today. And all we're asking the millennials and everybody else is to just do nothing. I mean, my father died almost 2 years ago at almost 100, a few months shy of 100. Poppy, we called him, Dr. Sidney LaPook. He was a medic in Patton's 3rd Army, 193rd Division. And he was in the Battle of the Bulge, and he had all sorts of things that he went through, and actually retraced his steps through Normandy. I mean, it was unbelievable what that generation, that greatest generation, went through. All we're asking in order to help keep them safe, that greatest generation and their kids, is do nothing, stay home. I mean,
for a limited amount of time.
For a limited amount of time. We don't know exactly how long, but this whole thing, it's going to have a beginning, a middle, and an end. It's going to be a bumpy ride. As my friend, Dr. Larry Brilliant said, this is not the zombie apocalypse. It's going to be a bumpy ride. It's not going to be an extinction event. It's not to downplay it. It's a big deal. But we have a very limited amount of time right now. I mean, literally in the next weeks to month, that kind of thing, where if we act right this second, we could blunt that curve. Remember, we want to flatten that curve so we don't get the big spike in cases that can overwhelm the system. If we can just blunt that curve so we don't get the spike all at once, we can make a huge difference, but it's got to be now. And as Dr. Anthony Fauci said, Tony Fauci, who's the head of infectious diseases for the National Institute of Health, if you think you're doing too much, you're probably either doing enough or not enough. So there's no reason to say, well, there's a pocket here and a pocket here. No, let's assume it's everywhere. Everybody everywhere socially do the social distancing and the contact. And then, if it was overkill, it was overkill. But again, the last point I want to make medically is the vulnerable. people who are elderly. What's elderly? You know, we in Italy, when it hit 70, the mortality really went up. But 65, 60, it's hard to say exactly what elderly is, but they should certainly self-isolate. And the people with medical conditions like high blood pressure, diabetes, heart disease, compromised or weakened immune systems. So this is a time to be serious. But remember, 80% of the cases are relatively mild. And we have to save the resources for the people who are sick. And we all can get through this together.
Okay, I want to talk to you about how to talk to children, but I'm going to bring you back. I want to have a little bit of music, so I'm going to remove from screen, as we say. I'm going to bring in Melissa Manchester in her living room. Melissa, I know you've got fans. We're Psycho fans. What is the first song you're going to be giving to us?
I think the first song I'm going to do is A Better Rainbow.
Yay!
Yes. I think I'll sing songs that speak to this moment, if that's okay. May I start?
Well, just give me 5 seconds. How did you write it? What made you write this beautiful song?
You know, I wrote this on the morning of President Obama's second inauguration. I saw a photograph of the White House, and it was in such palpable golden light that it just struck me, and the song sort of unfolded and spilled out of me. And I have used it there's a video on my webpage for voting, to encourage people to vote. I just think it's a song for all seasons, but certainly is a song for a season now.
For hope. Hit it, please.
Okay. Dawn, your golden light lifts up my eyes to see your wonder. Gone, the night is gone. The storm that broke the sky with thunder to free that better rainbow, to see a better rainbow. I know there's a better rainbow over all. Hope, wake up and see, our secret dreams have wings for flying. Oh, look overhead, look how she bends to hold us closer, to see that better rainbow. Believe a better rainbow. I know there's a better rainbow. Every drop of color is a tear already cried. Maybe it's that ancient sign that all's forgiven. Maybe it's time we find a better way to live, to see that better rainbow. Believe a better rainbow. I know there's a better rainbow. Let's go to that better rainbow. I know there's a better rainbow overall.
Yay! Before I forget, by the way, YouTube comment, your daughter is watching.
Yes! Yay!
So, hey. Okay, so.
It's like, I just want to show some of these here. They're just so sweet.
Crying in Canada.
Yeah, here we go.
That voice never fails to make my heart flutter. This is what real talent is all about. I agree with it. Oh, Sarah claims, I think Sarah's lying. She says, I'm not crying, you are. I think we all are. And by the way, one more. I remember being obsessed with You Should Hear How She Talks About You in the 80s, wearing out my cassette, Dating Yourself of Ice Castles. We cried in the theme song. What a voice. Thank you, Melissa. Okay, so Melissa, I just love a little background because you're from New York.
Yes.
What did you want to be when you grew up? A singer-songwriter?
When I grew up, I wanted my life to be special. That's all I knew. I wanted my life to sparkle. I wanted to be discovered by Richard Rodgers or Paul McCartney. But I must say, I do have my theater stories. I have my theater connections.
Let's hear it,
and I have rituals. I do. This was me when I started in Song and Dance. Oh, yes. I took over for Bernadette Peters, the national tour. That's exactly right. This is me with Maestro Sondheim. When I starred in as Beggar Woman in the 25th anniversary of Sweeney Todd, I sang songs that had been truncated. And
wow, that's amazing.
I know. And this is me from the original dance. And I had Carol Sager and I had 2 songs in this.
Oh, wait, I literally thought that was your pose. I'm like, that's a weird pose.
No, that's Eddie Ryan King. But yeah. And I have 2 fantastic stories. Do I have time?
Yes, we have all the time in the world.
All right, this is my Marvin Hamlish story because Marvin meant so much to me, Marvin and Carol Sager.
How did you know Marvin and Carol? Just give me that for a second. How did you meet them?
Okay, well, Carol Sager and I were songwriting partners for 5 years, and through her, I met Marvin. And Marvin and Carol wrote Through the Eyes of Love, and presented to me as a gift. And my gift to them was my performance. And we were all nominated for an Academy Award, and it was magnificent. But anyway, years later, Marvin and I were not performing together, but we happened to be in Florida at the same time. So we met for lunch. And lunch was almost over, and I turned to him and I asked him the following. So what was opening night of Chorus Line actually like? And he said, well, they kicked and they all went back into that cinematic finale, and the place erupted, and we all went on stage, and they took the curtain call. And then it was the third curtain call, and we all remembered who we had forgotten during the first and the second. And then it was the 10th curtain call. And by the 21st curtain call, we had lost the power of language. I said, and what does 20, he said, because the audience would just not leave. I said, and what does 21 curtain calls feel like? He said, it feels like the best 1,000 years of your life.
I can't even imagine what a thrill that was for him. But by the way, you played for Stadium, so you felt the same thing.
But can you imagine? I know. And then, so if I have time to tell one more story, this is my Stephen Sondheim. Best story of all. So it was opening night of Sweeney Todd that I was in. This was the 25th anniversary. It was a wonderful cast. Kelsey Grammer was playing Sweeney. Christine Baranski was Mrs. Lovett. It was beautiful. So Mr. Sondheim, of course, came out for it, and it was for the encore presentation. So it was only 6 performances, but it could have run forever because it's a masterpiece. Anyway, so I went to the party, and I was introduced to him, and he didn't see my brain exploding, but nonetheless, so it was lovely, but we had a matinee to do the next day. So I don't know if you know who Lindsay Law is. Lindsay Law was head of programming for PBS. Okay. So I go up to Mr. Sondheim just to say goodnight to him. And I see that he's in conversation with a gentleman, and I just tap him on the shoulder and I said, it's been such an honor, and I'm so thrilled to be part of this. And thank you. I don't mean to interrupt you, but I do have a matinee, so I'm going to go home now. Thank you so much. He turns to me and he says, Melissa, this is Lindsay Laws. He can get us work.
Everybody underneath everything is a starving artist.
That's right.
That is hilarious.
It's so dear.
We get questions throughout this.
We usually do them at the end, but there's someone that just popped up a question here.
I'm going to read it.
Not sure if you're taking questions. Well, we are right now because that's what we're doing. But I love Melissa's episode of The Muppet Show. Any fun memories from that?
I never worked so hard in my life. I was in London taping that, working with the most magnificent Jim Henson and Frank Oz and all of those, Jerry Nelson. I'd never seen people work so hard to get the shots set up. So I never saw London because we were working 12-hour days, but it was spectacular. There was one scene where I'm waiting at the stage door to be allowed into the theater, and there's some kind of an explosion. And of course I said, oh shit. And I said, okay, I guess use that. So, but anyway, it was great. It was great. Everybody was fantastic. And it was just fantastic to see how everybody worked. And of course, Gillian Lynn choreographed my pieces.
Wow.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah.
Okay, so I would love to hear a song. Maybe, I know your fans are going to ask for songs. Maybe we'll ask your super fan, Terrence Mann. Do you have a request for a song from Ms. Manchester?
Oh my God!
I know.
I don't know. I don't know if you do Easy or if you do. I don't know why you're here. You love me.
I can only do a little bit of it. Thank you for asking. If you want me, you can have me.
Lord of mercy.
And if you need me, I'll be there. I'm not playing hard to get, oh no. I haven't turned you down yet, whoa, whoa. And if you're ready, I'm set to go anywhere, anywhere. I just want you to want me. Come on, come on, come on, come on and love me. Come on, come on, come on, come on. 'Cause babe, can't you see? Nothing harder than to live without love. That's why they call me easy.
Oh, Lord.
Well, you made somebody's night.
Thank you. That's awesome.
Terry, we're bringing you back. I'm bringing back Dr. LaPook. So, Dr. LaPook, let's get serious for a second. First of all, Melissa Manchester, any medical questions for our chief medical correspondent of CBS and Stars in the House?
Yes, doctor, I would like to know, once these ventilators are made more accessible, once the inoculations or the testing is made more accessible, what is the lag time between getting these instruments of health and to the people who need them?
So just medical terminology first. So ventilators are the things that, a breathing tube, big machine in the hospital. Respirators are different. They're sort of, masks, and then the N95 masks.
Right.
And then there's the testing issue. So which one of those are you asking about?
I'm asking first, well, let's say the testing.
Okay, that's a great question. So today, Dr. Birx told us something, and it's so, you know what the antidote to fear is? Facts. And we hate the uncertainty. Market hates the uncertainty. I hate uncertainty. And she told us something very important. She said, hey, look, don't be surprised. There's going to be a big rise in the number of cases in the next week. Why? And she told us very specifically, there's been a backlog of people who've had them done. They've had the nose and the mouth swabs. They're sitting there in the lab and they need to be processed. And it's a thing called throughput. And at first, it was very little ability to have them processed. And now they're ramping up. So all these specimens that have been sitting there are going to now get processed. And you'll see the numbers go up like that. So people shouldn't freak out and say, oh, my God, suddenly these are cases. And this has been one of the problems, Melissa, from the very beginning, which is what is going on right now? Where's the snapshot? How do I get my arms around what is going on? And I was saying it before, you know what? We should just assume it's everywhere. There's no downside to doing that. Everybody should do social isolation. But the reason why this is so important, what you're doing and what Seth and James are doing and others are doing is so important is even as we socially isolate, we have to stay emotionally connected. It's bad for your health to be socially isolated. And actually, think about one thing very specifically. If it means that you're anxious and you're not able to sleep, well, we need sleep in order to repair our immune systems. We need our immune systems in order to help fight the COVID-19. So it's not just, isn't it great? We can put on a play. We can use my mother's barn. This is medically important. And this is why I'm taking an hour out from 2 to 3 and an hour out from 8 to 9 every day so far, as long as I can, because I think this is actually medically important.
Yes. Very good. Thank you very much.
Okay, so you got some fans. We got to go back to music. By the way, Jane just said, you just made a fan's night. Melissa Manchester, what are you going to do next for your fans? I have requests, but have you gotten requests? Tell us. Go. Yay!
Whatever it is, it'll keep till the morning. Haven't we both got better things to do? Midnight blue. Even the simple things become rough. Haven't we had enough? And I think we can make it one more time. If we try one more time for all the old times. For all of the times you told me you need me, needing me now is something I could use. Midnight blue. Wouldn't you give your hand to a friend? Maybe it's not the end, and I think we can make it one more time. If we try one more time for all the old times. Midnight blue. I think we can make it. I think we can make it. Oh, wouldn't you give your heart to a friend? Think of me as your friend. I think we can make it one more time. If we try one more time for all the old times, and I think we can make it one more time. If we try one more time for all of the old times, one more time, I think we can make it if we try. Looks like we're gonna make it, yes. Looks like we're gonna make it, huh? Oh, midnight blue.
Oh my God, it's so stunning. It's so look.
So great.
Oh my gosh. And just, this is so nice. I live alone. You guys are appointments for me.
Daily at 8 o'clock. Thank you so much for my brain and heart.
That's beautiful. Beautiful.
Melissa, you know that how much I love that song. And how many Concert for America how many of those concerts have you done for us?
6.
Wow.
6.
This is all for social justice. Melissa went all over the country to do this.
Yep. And you know, on my birthday, Melissa flew up to Seattle, and that remains probably my favorite birthday. But you know, you bring so much joy, and you know, when you did our last Concert for America in September, I'll never forget that. Everyone, it makes me cry. Everyone was on the side. All the performers, no one went and sat down in the audience. We were all, I think I took a video, I'll have to send it to you, just dancing, incredible. Going back and forth, and the joy that you bring. Thank you so much, really.
You're so welcome. It's my joy. It's my joy to be part of what I believe is marching on the right side of history. I mean, that's what I think. And I'm so glad that you guys are a beacon of light and a clear message of how to move forward.
Oh, thank you, Melissa. Well, we've got some the first round of donations.
If you have any questions for Melissa, put them in the comments and we'll ask after. There's any questions?
Put them
for
a
Melissa?
little bit later because it's hard to find them. There's so many scrolling up.
Oh, yeah, I'll look. Okay.
So the first donations for our show number 5 with Melissa, we have Mateo from Michigan, $51. Marcy, also from Michigan, $100. William, $25 from California. Margaret, $51 from Massachusetts. Ira from New Jersey, $103. Jojo from Washington, $25. Lorena from Hawaii, $101. Hilda from New York, $51. Lisa from Massachusetts, $100. April from California, $103. Karen from Pennsylvania, $25. And John from California, $25. Thank all of you. And that's just
Thank you.
And actually, we forgot to make this announcement at the beginning. If you're watching this right now, please copy the link and post it on all your social. The more people are watching, the better. So just copy it on top, put it on your Twitter and Facebook, take a 2-second break, do it. People need to see Melissa and her brilliance. Okay, so by the way, look, JoJo's actually here. I said, bless you for saying my name like that. She said it right there. Hi, JoJo. You're welcome.
So I think we should bring on Dr. LaPook. Melissa, do you mind standing by? And
I'm here. I have nowhere to go but to be here.
I forgot to do one thing, Melissa.
What else?
Christine Petty, my co-host, is blaming you for something. Moved to Manchester in high school. I wanted her voice and her hair. My perm was all your fault. Your butt
really dries this way, so I'm sorry, Christine, but I send you my love.
It's called a Jufro. Okay, we're gonna bring on Dr. John LaPook.
Again.
John, you wanted this afternoon, right? You talked about children. Am I correct?
Right.
See
you in a minute, Melissa.
Okay. Yeah, we'll take you away. There you go, John. Hit it.
So, tonight actually on the CBS Evening News, we had Dr. Lisa Damour on. If people go on, it's DAMOUR on. And we had, if you go to cbsnews.com/COVID-19, there are lots of really good tips about handling anxiety and all of the emotional ramifications of this. But specifically with kids, I reached out to Dr. Harold Koplowitz from the Child Mind Institute, and he's very expert on dealing with how do you deal with kids, how do you talk with kids, what do they need in these times. And he talked about being predictable, being consistent, be responsive, be nurturing, and also model calm reassurance. Remember, it's kind of like in an airplane ride. If it's bumpy, what is the first thing you do? You look at the flight attendant. What are they looking? Are they nervous? Then so you want to sort of model that for them, which can be hard. And actually, one of my colleagues, Rena Ninen, she posted something. Her kids are on a couch. I don't know if you can see this, but And what it is every morning my kids insist on pretending they're getting on the school bus before homeschooling starts. And, it's them on the couch with a bunch of books. So it's, keeping the routine. But, of course, the routine is not the same. They're not able to play on their usual dates and all that stuff. But having a schedule for them throughout the day, having a routine. But people have been asking me, and actually in past crises and terrible school shootings that we've seen, a question is, what do you say to your kids? It's a better way of looking at it. Listen. How do I listen to my kids? Listen and ask them, what are your questions? What questions do you have? And then try to calmly, empathically, rationally explain to them. And you don't want to over-explain, and it's so age dependent. You may think you know what a 5-year-old is thinking, or an 8-year-old, or even a 3-year-old. So see what's on their mind and answer their questions and try to stay calm, put it in terms that they can understand. And I think that's so important to be truthful with them, but don't give them more than they need to know. It's a real instinct, isn't it? As a parent, I have 2 kids. Well, they're now 23 and 27, but when they're little, 9/11 happened when they were little. And your instinct is to say, everything's going to be okay. But I remember my older son at the time was, 9 years old. And he said, yeah, but you would have said that to me the day before it happened. You would have said that can't happen. So they're thinking, their wheels are going, and the instinct to just say, oh, everything's going to be okay, it may work in certain age groups, but you want to be honest with them, but don't give them too much information. And again, you want to model that everything, why not bet on that everything is going to be okay? We all have to bet on that, right? You don't want to look back a year, 3 years from now and say, oh my gosh, I should have just said, look, things are going to be okay. Because I do believe that for everybody out there. I think we are going to be okay, but it's a bumpy ride. And how do you get your kids, your loved one, us through this? And guess what? You guys are helping by giving people a place to meet, at least virtually, not physically.
Well, on that note, stand by, because Melissa, you're going to sing another song, and we're going to do Q&A after Melissa sings. In the meantime, and someone asked, how do you donate? Go to actorsfund.org. And
so I didn't even know there was a donate button on YouTube. Really, the easiest thing is actorsfund.org, and then it's like /stars in the house. But donate right there, and it's super simple.
Okay, all right, Dr. John, we'll see you in a minute.
Okay, peace out. So I got to remove. Bye. And then back to Ms. Manchester.
Yes.
So you're getting a lot of requests. You have a lot of fans out there asking.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Oh my God, I love this song. My friend Andréa sang this. Through the Eyes of Grace. Can we get any of that?
Oh my God. If I can remember some of it, I'll
videotape some of it for Andréa.
Grace and John are in their morning places. He looks at the paper, she looks straight ahead. Neither one is hungry, but they need to be said. Yesterday the kids came by to see them, celebrating 30 years of holding on. Lift a loving cup for couple number one. Look across the table, Johnny. Look across the table to me. There's still a young girl in the old girl's face. Look across the table, honey. So the day begins through the eyes of grace. That's all that I remember right now. But there is another one that some fans have
so much. It's a beautiful song.
Thank you very much. There's a song that I'll do a piece of that fans had asked me to do as well. This is Home to Myself. I wake up and see the light of the day shining on me. Make my own time, it's mine to spend. Think to myself, my own best friend. It's not so bad all alone, coming home to myself again. Now, somehow I know come a long way, got a long way to go, but something inside is making me strong, and in the bad times I'll get along, 'cause it's not so bad all alone, coming home to myself I'm coming home.
Just every song, it's all like, it gets your kishkas, as we say in Judaica. But speaking of Judaica, we never got this answer. Where did that go? Lynn wants to know, why the Christmas lights? You were starting to explain when your sound cut out.
Yeah, they're just holiday lights, and they're just, I don't have a fireplace, and they're just lifting a little bit of the gloom, and they just bring a little bit of the cheer into the room. And I've decided to I have them all over the place, actually.
I love it.
Yeah, they're just lights. They're just pretty little lights.
Everybody loves you. Your music's incredible. I love you. And yes, I agree about this. Through the Eyes of Grace just broke me. Let the tears flow. Wait, speaking of Let the Tears Flow, didn't you write a theme song to a TV show I'm obsessed with? Did you ever write a theme song to a TV show, or am I crazy?
I sang a theme song for Rosie, the trial of Rosie O'Neill.
The one with Sharon the show.
That Carole King had written, I never did record it, but yes, I did. Yeah.
Because, by the way, you were a session singer when you first began.
I was. That's how I met Barry Manilow and Patty Austin and Nikki and Valerie Simpson and Ashford and Ronnie Dante. We were all jingle singers,
Did you know
becoming either staff writers or recording artists? That's how we learned how to think on our feet. It was amazing.
What were some of the theme songs or commercials you sang? Do you remember any of them?
You deserve a break today. Yeah, I did. I was in the chorus of that. And oh my gosh, so many. Yeah, Camaro and Morton Salt. No salt, salt's like Morton Salt. That was me. Yeah, I know. And it was incredible learning, and it was incredible energy because we were always doing something different. And I did get a call to sing a solo on President Nixon's campaign. I said, thank you, no.
Yay!
Should we do questions now and then Q&A, and then Melissa can do a final song.
Okay, so I'm gonna look.
Any questions?
Yes, now we can
bring on Dr. LaPook in a second.
Yeah, any questions for either Dr. LaPook and for Melissa? Everything so far is just incredibly sweet, by the way. Thank you for lifting all of our spirits in such a difficult time. I'm a high school music teacher, and I always tell my students how musicians always rally and stick together when times are hard.
Yes,
very kind.
Right. That's right. And the heart needs melody. The heart needs melody.
Oh, this is interesting. I don't know anything. I don't know what this means. Stories about singing with your father.
Well, my father was a bassoonist with the Metropolitan Opera, and he played the original bassoon solo on "Coming from the Rain." And he was also in I did the very second HBO special, and he was in the orchestra, and you can hear him and see him, and he was fantastic. He played at the Metropolitan Opera for 30 years. He was the second bassoonist, David Manchester.
That's a hard instrument. So, yes. From the arts to medicine.
So, Dr. LaPook, here's a question for you. The WHO advised today to avoid NSAIDs, but the USA head medical chief said they are fine. How do we deal with the conflicting info?
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of conflicting info these days, and we've been looking at that also. The reason for that was the theoretical thought that maybe if you're giving an NSAIDs are non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, so they're decreasing your body's ability to do inflammation. And so theoretically, would that somehow decrease your body's ability to fight a virus? But I can't find evidence in a study or in a published journal that actually says that. This goes along with a lot of things that people are theorizing. But I think right now we've got to stick to the data, what's known. I mean, if it's no big deal, if you can have Tylenol or an NSAID, I mean, in general, we say go Tylenol just because it doesn't upset your stomach as often. You can have some ulceration with the NSAIDs. But I don't think there's proof of that yet. And it brings up another point, which again, I think I know you're all the entertainment, and it's great that I have to come in with the medical stuff. But one thing that's very serious that I'm hearing, this is me from the trenches as my job as an internist. I got a couple of requests today from people who said they've been reading that this drug or the other drug might be helpful, and could I prescribe it for them just in case they're feeling fine? And I composed this carefully worded email, basically, which I'm now sending to anybody who says that, which is basically, look, I understand that instinct. It's a very natural human instinct. But right now is a time we have to think of ourselves as a community. And if you do, last thing you want is to be hoarding stuff and have it be in your cabinet unused when somebody in a hospital who's on the floor could need it. So it's an instinct to do that. I understand it. But guess what? Selfishly, or just thinking about yourselves, if you are able to treat that person in the hospital, it will trickle down to help the community and to help you, because
you won't get it.
Doesn't spread it to somebody else, to a healthcare worker, could spread it to somebody else. And the more we treat the people who really need it, the better off we're going to be. We have to think as a community now. Right. And I think, if there is a silver lining, my mother was always looking for the silver linings. And she was somebody who would think about the moment. She'd go to peel an orange and she'd say, at this moment, This orange has never seen the light of day.
That's so sweet.
Wow.
That's so sweet.
Now you would call it mindfulness. Back then it was just my mom peeling the orange.
Yeah.
But I think we need to be thinking about ourselves in the moment. What can we do for our community? Mm-hmm. Take a deep breath. We know it's a tough time. We are going to get through this. Again, remember, 80% of the people who get sick, it's a relatively mild illness. We're going to get through it together.
Melissa, thank you. Melissa, here's a question for you. What was your big break?
Yeah.
Oh, my big break. Well, I think that Midnight Blue really shifted everything because they had recorded 2 albums prior to that, and they were successful among college students, which was great. But to get national prominence with a single, it just shifts everything, really.
It's such a beautiful song. All right, I will actually have one more question. Someone just asked, "What is your favorite song that you ever wrote?" Because we have all of our favorites, but what's your favorite song?
I don't really have, well, I have a tenderness for Midnight Blue because it was the first, but I don't really have a favorite, but because they all mean something to me. And because I was in the room when it happened, it designated a moment in my life. So.
All right, we got to close with a song, right?
And is Kerry standing by here? Or did Charlotte take him away?
Yeah, I can't tell if he's standing by. So, Melissa, what would you like to close with?
Hi, Terry. Hi, Terry. Hi, everybody. This has been such a joy and so important. Thank you, Seth.
Can't hear her.
Yeah, I can hear her.
Yeah,
I can.
I'm going to close with
That's
2
a shame.
pieces of songs that I would like to dedicate to everybody who has had major disruption in their lives. My children have. My daughter was supposed to graduate with her MBA. My son was supposed to get married. It all has been postponed. So I know. So I'm going to sing portions of the following 2 songs, and then I guess you just bid me adieu, and all of us adieu whenever you wish. Okay.
If you love the song, people, don't forget she's doing this all for free for the Actors Fund.
That's right.
Donate to the Actors Fund. $5. I can't tell you how much it will help. Just had to say that.
Actorsfund.org.
Actorsfund.org.
All right, so here we go. And it looks like sunny skies. Now that I know you're all right, time has left us older and wiser. I know I am. Well, hello there, good old friend of mine. You've been reaching for yourself for such a long time. And I think of us like an old cliche, but it doesn't matter 'cause I love you anyway. Now I know my life's given me more than memories. Day by day, we can see every moment there's a reason to carry on. Carry on. Sweet love showing us a heavenly light. I never see such a beautiful sight. See love glowing on us every night. I know forever we'll keep doing it right. Whenever I call you friend, I begin to think I understand. Anywhere at all, you and I are meant to be together. Whatever, think about the times to come, knowing I will be the lucky one. Ever our love will last. I always want to call you friend. We're all friends. Sweet love showing us a heavenly light. I never see such a beautiful sight. See love glowing on us every night. I know forever we'll keep doing it right. Whenever I call you friend.
Yeah.
Oh my God. People are flipping out. Okay, so in conclusion, we have to have you back, by the way.
Yes, and we lost Terry. You know, today was we were going to have a day like this where technical things
wasn't great,
happen,
but the sound was great for you.
The sound was great for you, and we got more donations. This is just a sampling. So Daniel from Florida, $25. Alex from Indiana, $10. Awesome. Francis from Maryland, $257. Tim from Kentucky, $10. Kentucky. Jane from Pennsylvania, $50. Sarah, Massachusetts, $5.
That's what we're saying. Just $5.
That's right. Great. Elaine from Maryland, $51. Jack, $100 from California. Bonnie from Virginia, $100. And Abraham from California, $51. Thank you for everyone else so much.
Thanks, everyone. So in conclusion, so Dr. LaPook, of course, is back tomorrow. Both shows. He's a 2-show day, vaudeville style.
Yep.
2 and 8 p.m.
We'll see you tomorrow for more updates. So bye, Dr. John.
Bye. Thanks.
Bye, Dr. John.
And then let's also say, so hold on, I'm going to remember who's tomorrow. So tomorrow, and then we'll say goodbye to everybody one more time. Tomorrow we have in the afternoon, Anika Larson, who's about to star on Broadway. Well, it's not official, but is going to be coming back to Broadway in Almost Famous. And we have the writer of that show, Tom Kitt, who wrote Next to Normal. He's going to let Anika premiere one of the songs from Almost Famous.
I'm assuming she sang it in San Diego when they had that. This is the first time she's done it to a mass audience online, and Tom said yes.
Yeah, Tom said yes, which is incredible.
Which
so he'll
is
be here.
amazing.
And then tomorrow night we have Kayala Settle, the bearded lady from The Greatest Showman, who's going to be singing
"This Is Me."
Exactly. In full, she's going to wear her Christian Siriano Oscar gown.
So what she wore to the Oscars, she's not leaving her place. She is in her house, her own house, as if she were going to the Oscars. That is what we will be seeing and hearing tomorrow from Kayala. In the meantime, I want to. We have some people to thank. Did you get Instagram? You tried to.
Yeah, this won't link to Instagram.
We're trying. We're trying. But thank you to Samantha Starr for helping us with that. Oh my gosh, are these more?
Whoa, we got a ton of donations.
Okay, I think we're going to have to do them tomorrow. We got so many. And thank you, Eric Emsch, for helping us with the graphic. We're not able to get it on today.
We have a brand new graphic. We couldn't put it on screen, but it's a great new graphic.
Going into New York, it took up a lot more time, and so, but we got it together. We got on, and we thank Dr. John LaPook. And you want to bring him on? And Terry Mann, thank you for joining us. We'll bring you back. And thank you, Melissa. And I think it's going to be time for our...
And thank you, Susan Holder. Yes.
I can't...
Unmute Mike. This is our regular ending. As we know, we bring on the dogs. So
bring on the dogs. Okay, hold on.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. Bye, okay, hold on. I'm gonna give it a little 3 shot because I think LaPook's gonna try to get a doggy here. Can we get a dog?
Look at Mandy.
Man, where'd you get that from?
That's hysterical.
Oh my God! And there's Bagel. He's leaving. Okay.
Oh boy.
Oh, there we
go.
All right, guys.
Bye, everyone. Be safe.
Thanks so much. Thanks. Love you guys.
Love you too.
Thanks for all the help. You guys are amazing.